So, Miss Cindy, let's start with step 8. Step 8 is finish your program together and evaluate your accountability partner relationship.
So here is the step.
Will you talk about that while I go take care of that? Oh my goodness.
So here is the step where we talk about it. You've done your course or you've done whatever it is that you've committed to with your accountability partner, and you're going to review and decide how you're going to continue. If it worked out, what worked, what didn't. So this is really about evaluating your partnership and seeing if it's a good fit for you to move on and do other things together. So some of the reasons that we found that helped in our evaluation of whether or not a partnership was working was, has the communication been easy and good? It's easy to get a hold of each other. Yeah. Super important to me is you feel uplifted, right? And you feel like you've grown as a person. Definitely. We had talked about making progress towards your goals, obviously. Making sure that you feel like you're heard. Yep. So, and I think the biggest thing is feel like you both are working at the same level.
Definitely.
And we've talked about that before. So you're both working at the same level. You're both putting the same into it. You feel like you're both committed to the relationship in the same way. Whatever that is, whatever you have decided, whatever that is to you two, and it's working. Those are signs that it's working. Some of the signs that it's not working would be, I don't know if you want to, feeling like you're pushing a boulder uphill all the time. Like you are dragging that cart, pulling people up, and you're constantly doing and meeting your deadlines and doing what you're supposed to be doing. And the other person, always has an excuse or hasn't gotten it. And then they start maybe falling behind. And then you feel like, and we have talked about before, sometimes that just happens with life. We're talking about something on a continual basis that starts like just irking you.
Right.
Everybody
has something that happens from time to time, but when it's continually happens, every week they're not able to finish the module or whatever you're working on, and then it's putting you behind and you're not able to discuss things. They're always having emergencies, they always have this or that. That's definitely not a fit for you. If you're in it, you want somebody who's in it with you. So this is a lesson that I have learned many times in my life. And it's just actually the last couple weeks, again, I'm learning it. So that is to make sure you meet your accountability partner at the same level they're at. Don't care more than they care, right? Don't care less than they care. You're giving and receiving at the exact same level. And this goes throughout your whole life. I mean, Cindy and I are definitely people who always want to help each other, and we want to help other people in the world. And we give a lot back to charities and other things. But we can't help people if they don't want it themselves, right? We can only do so much. And then what happens is you feel like you're putting a square peg in a round hole, right? And that's become my light bulb all the time, where I'm like sitting back and something's happening. And I'm like, okay, here I am again, putting a square peg in a round hole. I'm trying to inspire them. I'm trying to motivate them. I know they can do it, but if they don't want to do it themselves, then why am I wasting my time? So same thing with accountability partners. And I think this is like the number one thing where we hear where accountability partner relationships don't work. And that's the bottom line right there. That's usually where it is. Their actions and their words do not match. And one person is giving more than the other. And they're frustrated. So
and you give up. So for those of you out there that have tried accountability partners, you give up. And I think, like we talked about last week, those of you that heard the show with Katie, we, she mentioned, being connected on a different level energetically. So don't give up, because there's somebody out there that meets you at that level. So however you go about looking for it, be it that if you're open to, trying with a psychic coach, or you're open to, just keeping yourself open, putting it out there in the universe. I'm open to meet the person that is going to help me grow in whatever area you want to grow, be it, weight loss, exercise, growing your business, doing a class on, sales scripting, whatever it is, however narrow or broad you want it to be.
Right. And just think about it. It's like a marriage, right? If the
Yeah.
two people aren't working towards the same goal together, then it's not going to work. One can't make the marriage work and the other one just sit back and off, screwing around and do whatever they want to do. It's a
Right.
marriage, and that's how you have to think about it. You both have to be committed to it.
That's good. I haven't thought about that before, but you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So now when you're evaluating it, so however long your program is or whatever you did together, how was it for you? Were you frustrated? Were you happy? Are there just minor tweaks that you need to talk about and say, you know what, let's tweak this, or this schedule doesn't work for me, or I felt like this, and be open and honest with each other and go in saying, let's have an open discussion that we're not going to be defensive, because it's really easy for people to get defensive when you're not trying to offend them. So
Right. And also to not take it personally.
yes.
Right. Like we went into this thinking that we're going to try this.
Right.
And now we're evaluating it, and and it doesn't mean anything except for, maybe you're not the right fit right now.
Right. Or maybe you are. Maybe you're the perfect fit. Yeah. And we just need to change some of the things we're doing. So
right. Like not like when we started, right? We were meeting in person.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is taking way too much time.
Yes.
So little things like that.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yep.
So anything else, anybody, and if anybody out there has anything to add, please let us know. So once you've evaluated, then I think the idea is, right, Shauna, is how are we going to move forward? What does this accountability partnership look forward, especially if you've been doing a class? So I think for us, it's sort of, it naturally throughout working on courses came to where we were like checking in with each other, as we've talked about through this process, right? We started becoming more comfortable with talking to each other on a regular basis. And that's sort of become, our thing. I remember us having a conversation, like, I would like to check in with you. I believe we said, like, at first I think it was like Mondays, and then I think it was like, I'd like to just do a quick check-in every day.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of how it evolved. And again, it's whatever you think is going to work for you for checking in, or do you want to do another course, or are you working on something that the other person could support you in, or that they want to work on as well? Do you have anything to add?
No, I think that's perfect. I think communication's the biggest thing, just like everything in life. If you don't have communication, what do you really have? So you have to be able to talk to each other and say, this is working, this is not. Nobody is, offended by it. You just are having open communication.
Wait, what'd you say? Just kidding.
There's no communication with Cindy. She wants everything her way. I'm just kidding. That is not true. That is not true. So thank you for joining us.
I love you.
Yeah,
love you.
I love you too. I love you
All
too.
right.